مش سامعكوا يابا.
Get ready with me for
Every morning, millions of people wake up and scroll through war before breakfast. A father holding his son's body parts in a plastic bag. A bombed hospital, a targeted journalist, a mass grave. And one scroll later, a celebrity wedding, a skincare routine, a luxury space trip, a viral meme. On social media, tragedy and entertainment exist side by side, squeezed into endless feeds. Images and stories that should shock the world disappear instantly, sandwiched between ads and influencers. This is what experts call desensitization, or media numbness, when repeated exposure to suffering gradually weakens a person's emotional response regardless of the scale of the tragedy. Why does it happen? One reason may be emotional exhaustion. When Israel launched its genocidal war on Palestine's Gaza in 2023, millions around the world were highly engaged, protesting, organizing encampments, boycotting brands, and documenting events online. But after witnessing years of sadistic destruction, mass killings, and violent displacement, many people began to feel emotionally fatigued. They also began to feel helpless due to Israel's continued impunity and the fact that no amount of documentation, outrage, or protest has been capable of stopping the violence. News updates about countries pledging to stand with Israel and providing millions in military support to Tel Aviv amid its genocide, as well as failed ceasefires, countless Israeli breaches, and international inaction have also exacerbated this feeling of despair. So naturally, audiences begin consciously or unconsciously to disconnect from the content as a form of psychological self-protection. But desensitization is not only psychological, it is also structural. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X decide what stays visible, what gets buried, and what disappears entirely. Social media places genocide and entertainment within the exact same visual architecture. News of a journalist trapped and killed in Lebanon, or multiple babies crammed into one incubator in Gaza due to fuel shortages, compete with updates from our friends and families, travel influencers, celebrity gossip, luxury campaigns, and lifestyle content, all compressed into the same endless scroll. And often, where footage is optional, hidden behind warning labels. Sensitive content. Do you wish to continue? Pain becomes something audiences can choose to swipe past. Social media has also blurred the lines between being a witness and taking action. Reposting, sharing, or briefly engaging with war content can give people the feeling that they're somehow participating, right before the algorithm quickly diverts their attention elsewhere. Solidarity itself becomes compressed into a cycle of visibility, engagement, and disappearance. And for many Palestinians, even showing up in the feed has become a battle of its own. Human rights groups and digital researchers have repeatedly accused major platforms of suppressing Palestinian voices online through post removals, shadow banning, account suspensions, and moderation policies that disproportionately target Gaza-related content. Numerous Palestinian journalists and creators' accounts were restricted, suspended, or buried by algorithms while documenting the genocide in real time. At the same time, these same journalists and media workers have themselves become targets of the Israeli military. And when witnesses are erased, the vacuum of silence can be mistaken for peace. The experience of fatigue didn't begin with social media, however. During the US war on Vietnam, graphic television coverage brought violence directly into people's living rooms for the first time. Decades later, audiences would become similarly overwhelmed by the endless horrific images emerging from Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and other sites of prolonged wars. Psychologists describe this as compassion fatigue, a gradual emotional numbing caused by repeated exposure to suffering over time. But social media has intensified this process in unprecedented ways. Unlike television broadcasts or newspaper headlines, today's wars unfold through infinite scrolling feeds designed to maximize engagement and keep users online. The result is a media environment where human suffering risks being trivialized and becoming just another piece of content. For many people in Gaza, platforms like Instagram and TikTok became tools of survival, documentation, and testimony, allowing Palestinians to virtually bypass Israel's physical blockade and show the world their reality in real time. But the same platforms that amplified these stories have also transformed war into scrollable content. In feeds, devastation and entertainment are granted the same weight, packaged into the same scroll-friendly format for audiences whose attention spans are shorter than the time it takes for an Israeli missile to erase an entire family from the civil registry. And as international attention fades, Israel's violent occupation continues outside the spotlight. Ceasefire violations, new military operations, displacement orders, blockades, and daily attacks often receive only fleeting coverage compared to the early months of the war. The destruction becomes less visible not because it has stopped, but because audiences have grown accustomed to its continuation. In the attention economy of social media, prolonged suffering gradually loses the urgency it once carried. Perhaps resisting media numbness begins with remembering that the people appearing on our screens were never meant to become content. A destroyed building can disappear into the endless stream of war footage, but the story of the family inside is harder to erase. With one swipe, we witness someone's worst moment. With another, we move on entirely, not because the suffering ended, but because the feed never does.